Listen up, folks. A lot of us shy away from the idea that anyone can turn into a millionaire in just 30 days. One short month. But it's not about crossing your fingers or sitting around hoping for a miracle. It all kicks off with you. How you think, the choices you make, and the steps you take every single day. The real issue isn't the economy or outside forces. It's that so many folks dream big about wealth, but stick to routines that barely pay the bills. You can't build a life of abundance if you're only giving it a tiny fraction of your energy, like just 10 bucks worth. Let's get real here. Wealth gravitates toward those who act quickly, take smart risks, and show up every morning zeroed in on tackling challenges head on. If building serious money is your goal, quit running after cash itself. Instead, pour your energy into delivering something truly helpful. Take a good look at your surroundings. What's bugging people? What could you tweak, invent, upgrade, or make smoother? You don't need fancy equipment to start. Lean on what's already in your pocket. That phone of yours, it's basically a powerhouse for launching a $1 million venture. Platforms like social media are bustling hubs where buyers and sellers connect. Your talents, experiences, or expertise, there's always someone eager to shell out for them. But remember, the key twist is this. Over the next 30 days, you've got to dive in with full-on passion, not just casual curiosity. Ditch the social outings and side distractions. Keep your eyes locked on your goals and keep pushing forward. That's the spark that ignites true success stories. And if you're genuinely committed, you won't treat this as just a pep talk. You'll jump out of bed, map out your path, dive into the work, create offerings, put them out there, learn from setbacks, and keep iterating over and over. Because with real guts, a single month can flip your world upside down. Before that big balance shows up in your account, you've got to picture it vividly in your head first. Life doesn't hand over what you wish for. It delivers based on what you truly anticipate. Sadly, most folks never really count on hitting millionaire status. They might fantasize or cross their fingers, but deep down they doubt it. That's what separates those who climb to the top from those who stay in the same spot. Being a millionaire isn't defined by a bulging bankroll. It's about cultivating a sharp, disciplined way of thinking. To hit that milestone in 1 month, begin adopting that outlook right this second. People with this winning perspective don't prioritize ease. They chase personal development. They skip obsessing over pinching pennies, instead aim to rack up earnings in big chunks. Rather than fretting about dangers, they weigh whether the payoff justifies the effort. Your mental framework acts like a guide, steering what grabs your focus, how swiftly you advance, and what level of success you feel entitled to claim. Someone stuck in scarcity mode starts the day hoping to just get by. But a wealth builder greets the morning plotting how to crush goals and take charge. Those with limited thinking view hurdles as heavy loads to bear. In contrast, abundance-minded individuals spot them as golden chances to launch ventures. While the crowd backs off, they step forward. When others throw in the towel, they brainstorm fresh approaches. This isn't fluffy inspiration, it's a practical game plan. Wealth doesn't flock to the brainiest, it rewards the most daring. It favors those who've toughened up their emotions and sharpened their resolve to manage it all. What you think shapes what you say. Your words turn into deeds. Those deeds form routines, and your routines carve out your everyday reality. To craft a life worth millions, begin forging habits that match that caliber. Consider how you talk about finances. Do you catch yourself muttering, "That's out of my reach," or "way too pricey"? That kind of talk wires your brain to spot barriers everywhere. Flip the script. Ask, "What's my plan to make that happen?" Or, "How can I generate enough worth to cover that?" This simple tweak trains you to hunt for answers instead of roadblocks. Embracing a millionaire's view goes beyond mere optimism. It's about smart, calculated pondering. It involves posing game-changing queries. What issue can I address today that folks would gladly compensate me for? What strengths do I possess that I could amplify? What version of myself do I need to step into for the next big leap? These high achievers aren't handed fortune on a silver platter. They forge it through self-control, clear foresight, and the grit to bounce back from knocks. As the masses grumble away their hours, these go-getters are out there innovating and constructing. While others dread criticism, they're rolling out concepts and testing the waters. Instead of grabbing quick thrills, they hold off on rewards to construct something lasting and grand. And it's not solely about the dollars. It's how you present yourself, your outlook on life, your concentration, and your inner toughness. These folks dedicate chunks of time to absorbing knowledge, expanding their horizons, and grasping the ins and outs of how things tick. They dive into industries, emerging patterns, how folks behave, and what drives human desires. They refuse to hang around for ideal conditions. They bend time to fit their agenda. Economic dips don't faze them. They figure out ways to navigate and thrive. Decisions come swiftly, no endless hemming and hawing over minor gambles. They assess, execute, tweak, and expand. That's a recipe for gaining traction. Each day unfolds as a fresh opening, not a stumbling block. They treat time like precious cash, never squandering it, knowing a single bold choice now could spark a flood of prosperity later. You don't require a privileged upbringing, insider networks, or superhuman smarts. What counts is rock-solid faith in yourself, a burning drive, sharp attention, and the nerve to behave as if you've already claimed the prize. Once you genuinely trust you're destined for greater things, you'll quit settling for scraps. Your movements will shift, your conversations will evolve, and you'll honor your concepts, your schedule, and your contributions with the seriousness they deserve. That's the point where your efforts sync up with your ambitions. That's when you break free from playing it safe. That's the transition from wishing for riches to methodically assembling them, one choice at a time, one day after another, one idea following the next. If millionaire status is what you're after, skip the vague "how do I get rich" and zero in on what genuine hassle can I eliminate. The fattest fortunes track the deepest frustrations. Spot the struggle, grasp its roots, and craft a fix. Then watch the rewards roll in your direction. Scan your environment. Every gadget you rely on, every program you tap, every subscription you maintain, they all sprang from someone spotting and resolving an issue. That's the core secret. No need to overhaul society. Just enhance one aspect to make it simpler, quicker, more effective, or richer in benefits. And if the headache is substantial, something that robs sleep, eats hours, saps vitality, or spikes anxiety, and you deliver relief, you've essentially printed your own ticket. Far too many folks pursue flashy concepts that fix zilch. Avoid that trap by validating demand first, then construct. Don't brainstorm in isolation, tune into conversations. Zero in on gripes. When you hear "this drags on forever," or "why does this cost an arm and a leg," or "it keeps falling apart," see it as a blueprint for profit, not mere venting. Your cue to step up. What sets wishful thinkers apart from wealth creators? The former chase hobbies they love, the latter hunt down headaches and infuse enthusiasm into remedies. Don't craft solely for your tastes, tailor for the crowd. What trips them up? What fix would they beg for? What drains their clocks, sparks irritation, or hits their wallets? You don't have to be the sharpest tool in the shed, just attentive enough to hear and gutsy enough to respond. Heck, originality isn't mandatory. You refine what's out there to be superior, swifter, more affordable, tailored, dependable, or user-friendly. Some of the planet's wealthiest didn't pioneer fresh fields. They refreshed stale solutions with a twist. Stay smitten with the relief you provide, not the item itself. A stellar enterprise doesn't shove purchases. It makes passing it up feel foolish. It restores hours, boosts self-assurance, renews vigor. It yields tangible outcomes, genuine benefits, meaningful change. When you hit that mark, folks, fork over without hesitation. Truth bomb. Tackling issues doesn't demand startup capital or swanky setups. Often, it's just sharp observation, solid follow-through, and a dash of ingenuity. Everyone's swamped these days. They'll compensate for any edge that lightens their load. Shave 10 hours off their weekly grind, boom, that's gold. Guide them to new business, priceless. Safeguard their well-being, mend their space, ease their worries, all winners. Markets cheer for those who bring simplicity, ease, and handiness. Consider Uber. It wiped out the annoyance of hailing cabs. Airbnb tackled lodging woes on trips. Grammarly smoothed out writing glitches. Everyday fixes ballooning into massive fortunes. That's the magic of addressing authentic gripes. Skip waiting for a flawless concept. Begin by easing one small snag for a single individual. Then grow it outward. Help 10 folks, ramp to 100, then 1,000. At every new level, polish, adjust, and streamline. Challenges shift over time, so keep your answers evolving too. Riches emerge as a side effect of being truly helpful. Offer utility and compensation follows. Amp up that utility and the paycheck swell. Become essential, something folks crave, not just like, and competition fades. You dominate. In our rapid era, quickness trumps flawlessness. Victors are those who sprint ahead, releasing early, stumbling swiftly, absorbing lessons rapidly, adapting on the fly. If you're dawdling for the ultimate blueprint, polished look, or golden window, you're already trailing. Hiding behind perfection is just stalling. Velocity holds the edge. In a landscape flipping by the minute, lag means obsolescence. Folks who nitpick every detail wind up with zilch to show. Skip needing every puzzle piece, bypass top-tier setups, fancy sites, or ideal branding. Crave drive, spark, and motion. Top innovators don't blueprint grand empires mentally. They roll out basic prototypes, experiment, and refine at warp speed. They let real-world reactions steer upgrades. As perfection chasers doodle plans, doers gather insights, opinions, and cash flow. Quickness sparks responses. Responses fuel expansion. Expansion breeds expertise. But that chain only ignites when you quit hesitating and start charging ahead. Globe salutes the action taker, not the visionary. Compensation comes for delivery, not promise. You might pour weeks into dreaming up an impeccable online class, or you could push out a solid draft in 3 days, snag your initial 10 buyers, and evolve from there. As you fuss over minutia, rivals seize the spotlight with their haste. All those triumphs you envy, they blasted off quickly, without every duck in a row. They leaped and improvised mid-air, peak at leading apps, goods, or causes. Their debuts were clunky, stripped down, riddled with bugs, but they existed publicly, ripe for iteration. Unreleased, it might as well be vapor. Folks can't invest in your brainstorms alone. They need something concrete. Embracing speed isn't recklessness. It's savvy time management. It favors advancement over impeccability. Done outweighs ideal. Doing trumps pondering. Outcomes eclipse notions. Each day lost to rumination is progress forfeited. Refine post-launch, but first have something to tweak. Today's standouts aren't always the brainiest. They're the quickest to trial, digest, redirect. They rack up steam as others daydream. With that surge, hurdles shrink. Rapid pace draws eyes, bolsters self-trust, toughens you up. Hustling builds a groove that propels you past those lingering for readiness. Overanalysis is your top foe. Swift choices are your ace. Pick fast, move fast, review fast, pivot fast. That's how gains multiply efficiently. Rather than crafting a flawless operation over 6 months, whip up a workable one in 6 days. Trial it, enhance live. You'll lap the logo fiddling idealist tenfold. Your hours are finite. The swifter your pace, the more rounds of experimentation, insight, and growth you squeeze in. Triumph zigzags, not arrows straight. It's a cycle. Attempt, absorb, enhance, loop. Accelerate that circuit and victory accelerates. Dodge months plotting what hours could achieve. Skip days tweaking unseen footage. Release, then revise. Market it, then upgrade. Share it, then hone. Speed embodies focus, not frenzy. It grasps that forward motion outshines spotlessness. Action unlocks doors. Stalling smothers aspirations. As peers hunt impeccability, you pursue rhythm. You don't have to conjure inventions from nowhere to reach millionaire heights. Skip factories, property holdings, or hefty funds. What's essential is spotting opportunities, recognizing the ready-made resources surrounding you, and harnessing them smartly. Nowadays, wealth building skips self-made everything. It's about riding the waves of established systems. Countless outlets boast millions, even billions of active users, primed to purchase, educate themselves, network, and interact. Think Amazon, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Shopify, Fiverr, Upwork, Teachable, Gumroad, Etsy. They'd handle the grunt work, drawing crowds, earning credibility, setting up frameworks. No need to pave your path, hop on the expressway already laid. If you're grinding from zero, quit solo heroics, tap proven avenues. Eyeing product sales, ditch costly custom sites. Go with Shopify, Etsy, or Facebook Marketplace. Got knowledge to share? Bypass building your hub. Post on Udemy, sit up via Teachable, or kick off a YouTube series and cash in down the line. These ready-to-go setups let you expand overnight with clever, rapid moves. A decade back, businesses demanded crews. Today, a mobile device and internet suffice. That's your hub, your shopfront. Film content from your space and touch millions. Sketch designs on Canva, market globally. Freelance talents on Fiverr to international clients. Borders, startup cash, or elite circles no longer bind you. Only your imagination and drive to leverage what's handy. Barriers crumble once you grasp your arsenal. Coding novice? Use no-code builders with drag and drop ease. Solo operator? Streamline with apps like Zapier and Notion. Marketing newbie? Absorb free tutorials on YouTube. This era empowers like none before. But are you wielding these assets or overlooking them? Many fritter time on mindless feeds. A wealth seeker eyes those same spots and plots. How to pitch here, how to grow followers, how to convert views to bucks. The tool isn't the differentiator. It's your approach, your purpose. Some scroll Instagram for fun. Others pull 6 figures monthly via partnerships, online goods, and mentoring. Skip owning the venue. Rent space in a thriving hub. Bypass forging markets. Enter buzzing ones. Align with what's already adopted, trusted, and transacted. That's your ticket to rapid growth, flipping concepts to earnings in days over months. Book launch? Try Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. Event hosting? Eventbrite's got you. Voice talent? Check voices.com. Peddling templates, utilities, or artwork? Gumroad or Creative Market await. These are accelerators, potent instruments. In-driven, eager, dedicated hands. They spin kingdoms from nothing. Triumph skips half-hearted multitasking. It thrives on channeling everything into a single pursuit with fierce dedication, unwavering concentration, and intense fixation. Ditch juggling 10 schemes. Lock onto one quest and attack it as if everything rides on it. Split attention, your outcomes suffer too. Scan global icons in commerce, athletics, arts. They didn't scatter shots. They selected a target, dove profoundly, narrowed in, committed fully. Obsessing on one arena breeds expertise, and that's where riches hide. Average gets overlooked. Supremacy gets celebrated. Dominance demands your undivided gaze. Failures often stem from chasing every glimmer. YouTube one moment, e-commerce next, crypto after, coaching soon, then exhaustion and emptiness hit. And that's not drive, it's disorder. Busyness masking muddle. Empires demand steady bases, not weekly overhauls. Obsession's no curse. It's a boost when aimed right. It keeps you grinding past flops, undeterred by lulls. You rise pondering it, rest scheming it, constantly adjusting, trialing, studying, advancing. Immersion draws notice, sparks traction. Your attention fuels everything. Water it down, and power fades. To embody millionaire vibes, mimic their steadfastness. No ping-ponging concepts. They fortify one pillar tall, broad, sturdy, then expand. Early on, pinpoint precision, total immersion. Clarity trumps approval. What challenge are you conquering? What expertise are you sharing? What items your focus? Nail it, then tune out distractions, comparisons. Dig in, master nuances, decode the scene. Know buyers inside out, surpass rivals' grasp. Expertise earns respect, dabblers get sidelined. Folks value committed pros over roamers hunting shortcuts. Mastery lacks express routes, but focused paths exist. Command your niche and premiums rise. Ears perk, crowds gather. Because commitment shines rare, scattering hours across quintets of notions robs your tipping point, yielding to diversions, denies, surge, sharp aim converts thoughts to cash, fixation elevates skills to prowess. Winners aren't idea kings, they're endurance champs in lockdown mode. It propels study over socializing, rehearsal past surrender. It hones your pitch narrative offering till it's magnetic. Sustained deep dive reveals hidden gems, untapped fixes, feats deemed unreachable. Markets gravitate your way, your identity brands itself. Eyes turn. Wrapping up, hitting millionaire in 1 month isn't pie in the sky. It's a bold test, a mental overhaul, a fierce call for sharpness, haste, and delivery. Platforms, puzzles, crowds, tools, they're primed and waiting. Your piece? Intense drive, fixation, motion. Years of scheming yield zilch for most. But problem solvers who hustle quick harness ready resources. They skip decades, needing mere 30 days of fierce push and ironclad conviction. Perfection's optional, persistence is key. Mega audiences aren't required, just authentic fixes for genuine woes, plus bravery to showcase them. Choose your battle now, commit fully, grab every resource, tune out chatter, craft worth yield outcomes, and crucially, trust it's doable, because it truly is. Ditch crowd thinking, embody the achiever. This skips buzz, it's raw drive. Handle these 30 days like survival stakes, and your next 30 years transform forever.